came up for consideration before the Supreme Court in Bihar Public Service Commission case. There, the finding of the Supreme Court was that either commission should authorize the chairman to approve the panel of examiners, or commission itself should authorize the panel of examiners. But since the very inception of the Bihar Public Service Commission, it has been only the chairman that has been doing it. That procedure the Supreme Court found fault with, but said that the same procedure has been followed here. So we cannot say that stricto sensu commission has conducted the examination. But since it has been followed all along, we do not set aside the list. Thereafter, my lords, what has been done in our commission is not, if memory serves me right, from the commission authorizes the chairman to approve the panel of examiners to be submitted by the chairman, by the secretary. And that requires to be maintained as a confidential information. Because otherwise, what happens, it will be very difficult situation we will have.
No, in no case Apex Court has said anything about the qualifications of members, candidates
In
to be
fact,
appointed as members of the commission.
that effort was made for the first time by full bench of Punjab and Haryana High Court. In fact, my lords, while setting aside the appointment of chairman of the Haryana Public Service Commission or Punjab Public Service Commission, they summoned the records leading to the appointment. In that they found only biodata was that he has been practicing as an advocate before the district court for so many years. And then he was MLA of the ruling party of a particular political party for one term. This is all that it contained, or that he was a functionary of a particular political party. Only this was the biodata that was discernible from the file. That appointment was set aside by the Punjab and Haryana High Court. Matter went to Supreme Court, and they also said a search committee should be formed and all that various qualifications they laid down. Matter went to Supreme Court in Salil Sublok. In Salil Sublok, two questions were raised, saying that one is writ of quo warrant has been issued by the Punjab and
Ask
Haryana.
your officers to sit down. There are chairs.
Punjab and Haryana High Court has issued a writ of quo warrant to oust that person from the office of the chairman. Since no statutorily stipulated qualifications have been violated, this could not have been issued. That was negated by the Supreme Court, saying that you cannot apply the strict principles of service law to the constitutional officers. Therefore, what the but insofar as the guidelines laid down by the full bench of the Punjab and Haryana High Court, stipulating the qualifications for the post and all that, that part of it set aside, holding that it is for the executive to lay down, not for the court to lay down. So, pure law approach, it may be correct, but pragmatism
will not be productive.
Pragmatism ought to have dictated, and that is my humble opinion.
Whether in that in West Bengal matter,
Yes, ma'am.
have they suggested any corrective measures, norms, etc.? Last week judgment. Third. Any suggestion is made?
No. It dealt with the staff selection committee. It was dealing with.
46, 47, 48.
Which one? It will process is there, no? No, there is nothing. The answer is not, the answer fast.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ OMR ಶೀಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ನಮ್ದು ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಕರಿಬೇಕಾನು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಸಿ. ಹಾ Come to para 19. Let the learned advocate general see that. Kindly come to para 19 of that
West
West
Bengal.
Bengal judgment.
Please, ma'am.
Please, sir.
Ha.
The following principles emerges from the aforesaid discussion with an in-depth factual inquiry reveals systematic irregularities such as malices, frauds, and undermine the integrity of the entire selection process. The result should be cancelled in its entirety. However, if and when possible, segregation of tainted and untainted candidates should be done in consonance with fairness and equity. The decision to cancel the selection process en masse must be based on satisfaction derived from sufficient material collected through a fair and through thorough investigation. It is not necessary for the material collected to conclusively prove malpractice beyond a reasonable doubt. The standard of evidence should be reasonably certainty of systematic malice. The probability test is applicable despite the inconvenience caused to the untainted candidates. When the board and deep manipulation in selection process is proven, due weightage has to be given to maintaining the purity of the selection process. Individual notice and hearing may not be necessary in all cases for practical reasons when the facts establish that the entire selection process is vitiated with irregularity and at large scale. This is what, Malaj, in PSI scam also, Malaj, the state government took a decision, Malaj, after the investigation to en masse cancel the whole thing. Some of them came before the court saying that we are untainted. Court said once a decision has been taken, keeping this principle in mind, Malaj, court will not interfere. What was challenged is the decision taken to cancel the selection process en masse, Malaj.
This court gave a finding, it is not possible.
It is not possible to segregate, Malaj.
They-
In fact, my
I appeared for some of the candidates, there, the Bluetooth. Bluetooth was used in some of the examination centers to provide the answers to the candidates.
very ingenuity method.
That rendered it impossible to segregate tainted and the untainted, though I argued that it can be segregated. Here, such a position
Here,
may
one
not be
other
available.
aspect, in this case, Supreme Court has set aside CBI inquiry in very same matter also, Manoj.
So set aside, but it acted upon the report of the CBI in the very same judgment.
Please, my lord. Set aside the CBI investigation thing of the High Court, my lord. Acted upon. My lord, insofar as here, my lord, it's at the preliminary stage. It's not that we are saying they have done, not done. Nothing has started, so no allegations to be made.
No,
Against
pure
anybody.
pure
We'll be in a
simple.
pure, we'll keep this as material. We'll proceed further and report to your lordship as to.
But simple ಇಲ್ಲ. we don't subscribe to that view.
Which-
But simple ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಎರಡು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು, nobody is above law,
That's correct, my lord.
including the judges. Nobody is above law. Everybody is under law. Number one. Number two, those who think that this bhagya, that bhagya, etc., that also should be broken. ಬ್ರೈಬ್ ಕೊಡುವವರಿಗೂ ಭಯ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಾಳೆ ಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹೋತು, ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೋತು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
Well, independent impartial investigation will do it and will place before your lordship. There's no question of hiding, it's only bias. In fact, what is both the secretary and the chairman of commission is unison to say that it has to be conducted. They selected the 3-member committee, they decided the 5-member committee. There was no dispute among them. The only question was, as the lordship found out, the board resolution decision to process the board resolution was done and why it was done in a hurried manner.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗೆ quorum ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Quorum, that
That
is
was
what.
brought to the notice of the chief secretary.
Correct. No, ultimate, the main thing, this is sideline, the main thing is who has committed that tampering of OMR, where it was done, who are involved. That is the main thing.
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. Where was the quorum for?
That is, I'm not supporting that. I'm not supporting that for a moment.
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರರು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಸಹಿತ. The quorum, it is the commission which has to prepare the selection list.
Correct.
Commission means so many members present and voting. That was lacking.
Under information, what was told, saying that this agenda was supposed to be part of that meeting was itself was not known.
That itself was not added.
And because what was,
agenda.
the agenda was
Super adding the agenda in the meeting halfway through. Appoint ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡೆಲಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು.
what they saying, it was part of the agenda.
No, I am not saying, no.
It was not part of the agenda. Here, Mr. Rajgopal has given opinion, perhaps in this matter.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನೇನು.
There is an opinion, perhaps. ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಏನೋ ತೊಗೊಂಡಂಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ about the quorum etc. Whether there is sufficient quorum or not ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾರ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದಿದೆ ನಾನು.
I think I have given something.
Huh?
I remember something I have said.
You have given opinion.
Yes. Quorum ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲೇ ಬರ್ದಿರು.
Quorum ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿರಿ ನೀವು, which we don't agree with that.
Excluding the chairman ಅಂತಾರೆ.
I'm not aware.
ನಾವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲವಷ್ಟು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ. We have to draw many facts from various other sources because case is like that. ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ಅದು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫೈಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ವಿತ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ? ಕೇಳ್ರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೂರ್ನ ಸುಮ್ ತಾವೀಗ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಜಡಿಬೇಕು ನಾವು? ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫೈಲ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್? 3 ಸರಿ ಹೇಳಾಗಿದೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ. To the KPSC we told all files and papers relating to this, everything should be kept in the court hall so that we may not go on criminally wasting the time anta. ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಯಾಕಿಲ್ಲ? ಅದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇದು ಯಾಕಿಲ್ಲ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇನು ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್? It may be wrong opinion also. Even Palkiwala's opinion was found to be wrong. What we can do about that? It's an opinion in my viewing ideyappa. But we are entitled to look into that. Sir, say immediately. they should not be selective. They should not give an impression to us that something is being hidden somewhere from our gaze. Otherwise, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೀಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. We'll direct our Registrar General with the Police Commissioner to go to KPSC and seize all papers. Or ಸುಮ್ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆಯಿಂದ ತಂದ್ಕೊಡಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಕರಿತೇವೆ, ನಾವು ಕರೆದು ವಿತ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಚೀಫ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೀಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಈಗ ತರ್ಸಿ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕೆಲ್ಲ ಫೈಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಆಲ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಇದ್ರು ತಂದಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ವಾ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್? ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದು ವ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಯಾಕೆ ಒಬೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ನ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದು. ತರ್ಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತರ್ಸಿ. We want to look into before concluding. Yes, brother. Anything you want to say? That HOTA committee report. The committee has noted that KPSC conducts the interview test for 12 group assignments. It said less. It should be less 10% or 20%.
ಅದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಈಗಂದ್ರೆ 10% ಇಟ್ಟಿದಾರನ presently.
25 marks for interview.
Out of
600 marks for written examination.
Yes.
So it is, in this case, interview has, could not have played a major role in tilting these states.
And
Because of smallness of.
Not only that, there is a restriction also. Though the maximum marks for interview are 25. If you give less than 5 or more than 20 in the interview, reasons will have to be recorded
For that.
Therefore, normally the interview panel does not give less than 5 or more than 20.
Very. I kindly be seated.
49 to 51.
we amended the,
Interview.
that has been, section 13 has been added.
Added in terms of this,
Please, madam.
saying
Can I read it, madam? When candidates for appointments have to be interviewed by the commission, the interview may be conducted by one member, that is what authorized by the commission, who shall preside over the board, provide that insofar as the recruitment of gazetted probation is concerned, the interview shall be conducted in such manner as per the procedure as may be prescribed and the rules governing the rules of recruitment of so-and-so probated officers.
There also it doesn't provide for expert assistance as suggested in paragraph.
in HOTA.
That is.
That's what we were just asking. How these members, they may be learned, that's another thing. But how they will be able to ask questions relating to engineering, public administration?
They won't be doing, the committee will be.
Which
doing.
committee?
So subsequently, the interview is entirely, as pointed out, it's only 25%.
No, sorry,
Maximum.
how that 20%, 25%?
The question is, it all depend upon the constitution of the appointment.
Therefore, it depends upon constituent members of the committee.
Therefore, my lord, under the chairmanship of the chief secretary, my lord, under the article.
Now you have made it normative.
Please.
How that reads?
No, it's
What
not,
we have
it's in the process, my lord, not yet done. On instructions, I'm submitting, well, we'll place it before your lordship.
Search committee ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
What's it?
ನಿಮ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಸರ್ಚ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಟಾಮ್ ಡಿಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಅದು ಸಂವಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಅಪಚಾರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ನಾರ್ಮೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸರ್ಚ್ ಕಮಿಟಿಯ ನಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು.
We'll place it before your lordship.
ಯಾವತ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ
Kindly.
ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಹಳ ಕೇಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಪಾಪ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರೇ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಇವರೇ ಇರ್ಲಿ.
Your
They
Lordship
should
may have
know
that, my lords.
something has happened ಅಂತ
This is
ಅನ್ಸ್ಬೇಕು.
independent,
sir.
we'll place that before your lordships in a later date, my lords, when we formulate this, my lords.
ಯಾವ ಡೇಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಯಾವತ್ತಾಗತ್ತದು?
I'll see.
ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳಿ. ಇದು ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ನಾವು.
In this matter, my lords should not treat this as waste of time. My lords have to invest sufficient time.
ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬೇರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ
My lords, another 15 days, the draft will be ready, my lords. We'll place it before your lordships after that, once it is worked on. That is independent of this, my lords. Your lordship, whatever your passes, your lordships gave an indication, no, it will be pending, my lords. Let that process go on. We'll place it before.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಶನ್ ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋದಿದೆ. ಹೌದು,
lordships.
ಯಾವ್ದು ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಡಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಒಂದ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ನಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಟ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ದಾಗ ಹಂಗ ಏನೋ ಒಂದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಏನ್ ಬರೇ ದಿವಸ ಹೇರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ದಿವಸ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನಡ್ಸ್ಯಾರ, ಜನ ಏನ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ಕೇಳ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮುಂದೆ ಹಾಕೋದು.
ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ, that has nothing to do with this matter as
ಇಲ್ಲ,
such.
ಈ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಜುರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದರ ಜುರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಇವ್ನ ಬಿಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಕೂತೇವ್ ನಾವು.
Allah, your lordship may have it immediately after vacation. So far, this is concerned, so that we'll place the draft, it has to be approved by the governor. All that process is there, my lord.
ನಮ್ದು ಜಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಗಿಯಾಗಿ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಅಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ.
Allah, my lord, the issue before your lordship, the issue before your lordship may not have anything. It's just bringing out what reforms we have want to bring about.
Correct. Though we are not now saying, but we will say, though we have our own language and tactics. The judges have their own language and tactics to get the justice done. We don't confine ourselves to the law book at all. The times have come where you have to transcend the legal barriers. A little that side, that's how law develops. Ultimately, suppose if our judgment is upheld by the apex court, then at least some milestone will be seen by the people, with the quarters that be. Otherwise, hangella ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಪಾಪ ನೀವು, we appreciate the state legislature in bringing some statutory changes. We appreciate that. That has happened now.
In terms of that, you're bringing out certain regulations. Kindly, in 15 days time, my lord, we'll place it before your lordships.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
We'll place it, my lord. There's no.
ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ. Learned Advocate General, on being asked as to what is the normative procedure for selection and appointment of members to the Public Service Commission, drew our attention to the provisions of Articles 316, inter-alia Articles 316 and 320, 318, and said that some normative process is being evolved by for the constitution of
For selection of members of
the search committee for selection and appointment. Full stop. Learned Senior Advocate Mr. Rajgopal, appearing for the KPSC, took us through certain paragraphs of Hota Committee report, a copy whereof was furnished to us across the bar, and stressed that at paragraphs 49, 50 and 51,
Yes.
of Kota
51.
Committee.
Stressed paragraphs 49, 50 and 51, wherein some positive recommendations are found. First up, it is submitted at the bar that all these decades there was no selection committee, such committee, and the government used to appoint the members to the commission. First up, it is appreciable that the government on its own has evinced interest in the in evolving a normative process, at least by providing for constituting a search committee, maybe on par with such committees that are formed under the provisions of Karnataka Universities Act 2000 for selecting vice chancellors or officials of that genre. First up, we have also instance.
Para 65
What a committee report.
says how it should be done, Manoj. My instructions are.
Learned AG at this stage draws our attention to para 65 of Vota committee, which is being formalized. Full stop. It bewilders any sensible man that how unqualified persons, if appointed as members, would be able to conduct the interview to the meritorious candidates who obviously will be graduates, if not double graduates or postgraduates in various branches of knowledge. First off, much is not necessary to specify. And less is insufficient to leave it unsaid. First, we appreciate the assurance of the learned Advocate General that the government would come out with some norms of binding conduct on the next date of hearing. Full stop. We are also mindful of time being invested for this significant case, and we humbly believe that we may not be accused of wasting the time. Full stop. Speedier process is desirable is also true. This is an alert to both the bar and the bench. First stop. First kiddy. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತ?
Manoj, next date of hearing and it will be post vacation.
ಅಲ್ಲ post vacation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡಿ, 15 ದಿವಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು. 24th ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 15 ದಿವಸ ಕೊಡೋಣ, ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾರ ಮಾಡೋಣ.
ಇಲ್ಲ Manoj, whatever is ready we face it.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು.
16 my lord observation is there.
Mistake.
Not 58
ಏನದು ಓದಿ.
ಸಚ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಚೀಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಹಿಡಿದಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅದು? ಯಾವ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್?
ಖಲೀಲ್ ಅಹಮದ್
ನಮ್ಮ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಭಾಗವತ್, learned senior advocate appearing for few of the petitioners, reads out para 65 of Khalil Ahmad judgment of the coordinate bench, ILR 2016, Karnataka 518. ಅದು ಅಫರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಪೆಕ್ಸ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ.
ಅಫರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
Which we are told that is affirmed by the apex court. Very good.
SLPs are dismissed. It is affirmed.
SLPs having been dismissed. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ SLP number ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡಿ. First stop. The requirement of evolving a normative process was set by the coordinate bench about a decade ago, a little less than a decade ago. First, anyway, the government has now woken up. Okay.
SLP, no?
ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಏನು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಎಫ್ಎಸ್ಎಲ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ. Next paragraph. Learned AG submits that his CID officials have capacity and credentials in as much as in several such matters their services were engaged, and after investigation they have filed charge sheets, eventually resulting into prosecution of the guilty. Last time ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಅವು ಏನೇನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ
ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. I given each and every case wise details.
ಅದೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ. What has happened there?
Then Manoj, after filing the charges, Manoj, the matters are pending in the court. Your Lordship, can you take a short synopsis of the objections are in great detail. I've given a short synopsis also, Manoj. Court officer, Your Lordship, I've just given a table formulating. There are around 8 inquiries with regard to examination. Can I give one more copy, Manoj?
Buddy, one more copy.
Court officer, court officer.
ಅಲ್ಲೇನು ಸ್ಟೇಗಿ ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ
ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದಾರ. ಹೂ ಅಪಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ
PSI Prasanna Kumar.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಅಪಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ?
I represent Milot.
ಯು ಆರ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಏನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ?
It is hearing on Milot charge after Milot.
HBC ಹಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ?
Not there are more than hundreds of accused persons, not since about 6 months. It's going on.
Last 6 months. ಯಾರು ಜಡ್ಜ್?
Call number 24, I shall not.
24.
In fact,
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಬೇಲ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟದ? ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಾರ?
After 1.5 years, we're not in that PSA scam.
They were there for 1.5
in
years.
fact, Manoj, with great difficulty, they should file in Kalburgi, different place with great difficulty. My learned friend was able to see that bails were rejected everywhere. And ultimately they were able to.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನರಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು?
All the accused persons were taken, everybody in custody,
All they have seen the jail.
Irrespective of the rank of the
Including
officers.
ADGP also.
That's one good thing.
And he was there for nearly
15 months.
15
months. ಆ ಕೇಸ್
And the kingpin RD Patil still is in jail.
Still in jail. Will not say more than this. We noted that. That's a good thing. We do not know who will be tomorrow emerging scathe free. We do not know.
No.
Anyway, but
Investigation, the investigation has been done thoroughly, Manoj, by the
ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಥ ಕೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ?
One is police sub-inspector recruitment scam, police constable recruitment scam, my lords. Then malpractice in SDA recruitment examination by the KEA. Your lordship may see page 8, my lords. There are pages are on top, page 8. COCO has also been invoked in this matter, my lords.
Great.
Page 8, my lords. Malpractice in SDA recruitment examination conducted by KEA, 8 cases have been booked. Police constable recruitment scam, 65 cases have been booked, my lords. Then high school teachers grade, education teachers grade 1 recruitment scam, my lords, 3 cases. Then assistant engineering water resources department recruitment, 5 cases, my lords. Then malpractice by candidates in recruitment of assistant teachers in primary Urdu school, my lord, Bidar. 1 case has been tailoring teachers recruitment scam, 1 case, my lord. Then primary school teachers recruitment scam, 1 case. And we have not referred to Bitcoin also, my lord. Bitcoin scam also, my lord, that's one of the investigation.
Important matters.
CID is doing it, my lord.
Same
I think
CID.
My learned friend is also is a special counsel for that also.
He is in still custody, that
Yes, my lord. That main accused is still
main accused.
in that PSI scam. Yes, my lord.
Patil.
RD party. He's still in custody. And COCO has been invoked on him. And your lordship may kindly see the page number in the end, my lord. Whatever I've stated is in part of my statement of objection, supported documents I've given, my lord. All this, what I've stated, is supported with the details
Those,
in the statement of objections.
Ha.
It is not that I've just made amendments, my lord. It is supported by
ಮೆಮೊ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಿದಲ್ಲ ಅದ
additional statement of objections ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಹಾಕಿರೋದು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಹಾಕಿರೋದು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್
Please.
ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್
Those are the corresponding page number.
8425.
Please, my lord.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಲೋಕಲ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರಲ್ಲ,
Please, my lord.
ಒಂದು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಿ,
Correct, my lord.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಾಗಿದೆ?
They were already
You have
charge
a-
sheeted ante.
Huh?
Much prior, they have charge sheeted already by the local police in those cases.
Of they are all of 2021.
Please.
More than 4 years have lapsed. Huh?
They have been charge sheeted by the local police itself.
No, cases returned to the local police ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, 96 of 2020,
Please, my lords.
2020, 2021,
Please,
2022.
please.
ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ಅವರು ಪೊಲೀಸರು, ಲೋಕಲ್ ಪೊಲೀಸರು
Oh, charge sheet file ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು.
ಮಾಡಿದಾರ?
ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ madam. ಅಲ್ಲಿ charge sheet file ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ.
ಆಗಿದೆ. In
ಆಗಿದೆ.
all these cases charge sheet
Charge
is
sheet has
filed.
been filed. Wherever B report has been filed or closed, we have mentioned that also, madam. No charge sheet is filed. We have mentioned that also in this, madam.
Will be reported.
We mentioned because,
76 to 78.
please, madam. It's a serial number.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಒಂದೇ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಮುಂದಿದೆಯಾ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ
ಬೇರೆ.
ಆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಗಳ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕು.
We'll give it to, by the end of the day, we'll place it.
ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಜುಡಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜಡ್ಜಸ್ ಚೇಂಬರಿಗೆ ಬಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೋಮವಾರ ದಿವಸ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೂರು ಜನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. Yes. This is a original file.
Please, can we put it seal cover and give it, madam, so that or
The seal cover net ಕೊಡಿ.
Correct. So that it doesn't
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ
get
ನಾವೇನು
displaced.
individual specific investigation ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. We do not know. We
Where
can't say ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂತ. Because they should not feel that the injustice is caused to them. We do not know. There may be good candidates also.
One other thing, madam, insofar as certificate of the CID, because having interacted more than me, madam, with the CID officials, madam,
We actually call him as Ram Jethmalani of Karnataka.
In fact, you were saying, Maharaj, he resigned in couple of these matters, Maharaj. They said they didn't want him to resign, Maharaj. That's the,
ನಿಮ್ದೇನ್ರ ಇದೆಯಾ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ? ಹಾ, ನೀವು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಪಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಕಾಪಿ ಕೊಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಅದ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಬೇರೆ ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್
with your lordship permission, can I come back into?
ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಇಂಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? ಯು ಟೆಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯು. You want to trouble KPSC and government also now because of your.
We are the victimized, we are victimized now. No fault. 2-3% are not elected in other department. They did not join the employment. I have produced.
Learned senior advocate Mr. Bhagwat, appearing for some of the petitioners, submits that any investigation to be done at the hands of an independent agency like the CBI may be engaged, and that his clients do not have objection to that. Yes, sir. What do you say, sir?
What is the expectation of the constitutional makers from the members and the chairman of the constitutional body, which you will, I'll just read out one paragraph.
Yav
This-
judgment heli.
2010,
Yes.
13 SCC, page 586, paragraph 140.
We'll come to that one now. We'll read that. It's necessary. Now, Mr. Bhagwat stood tall and said, we have no objection for entrusting this investigation to any independent investigating agency, which shall be impartial. What is your stand on that?
My lord, I already made my stand.
We
on
want
the-
it again.
Pardon, my lord.
We want it again.
My lord, after reading the West Bengal judgments, my lord, and after reading the counter filed by the KPSC, page 36 of the counter, the FSL report doesn't report, there is no prima facie case where the matter can be entrusted to any agency. That's my submission, my lord.
So it should not go for investigation at all.
No, no, I will come to your lordship. If that is one submission. The second submission is that the KPSC manual deals with the OMR papers. Once the OMR paper comes from the examination hall, it's scanned, my lord. In Calcutta's case, scanned mirror copies, including the originals, have been destroyed.
Missing.
In our case, it is preserved. Second, my lord, I have already given the international journal where it says, once it goes for a scanning OMR, the entire material would be converted into red, blue, green, then gray color. Then, my lord, the results would be out. It is the.
So you, in principle, you are against any investigation.
Sir, I am conceding after examining this case. In fact, the latest judgment last time your lordship said, on the same day, second, I got the judgment where the apex court said, my lord, if there is a prima facie case, if the court found that there is a prima facie case, then the matter can be referred. I prefer CBI. I'll go with my learned friend. Because my lord, we are all fifth, all India, my client Vishwanath is a all India based fifth rank, now 75th rank. And my lord, what is this? There is, and what is the complaint, my lords? What is the complaint? Based on the CCTV, nobody has attempted 100 OMR question. Is it a case, my lords? I am just only submitting. That is why I said, if your lordship feels the whole matter should be entrusted to CBI, to be entrusted to agency, I have no objection. But we have objection to particularize only to a particular people, my lord. That's my submission, my lord. I only submit,
Mr.
justice may be
Lakshmi-
done.
Mr. Lakshmi Narayana, learned senior advocate appearing for petitioners in other set of petitions. Also emphatically agrees with the submissions of Mr. Bhagwat, and he super adds that the whole thing should be investigated into on a broad base by the CBI itself, more particularly asserting that his clients are highly meritorious. All right.
I just read, my lord, because
Yes.
it's very useful.
Yes, sir.
Paragraph 148, as stated in Ram Ashra Yadav, the absolute integrity and impartiality is required to be exercised by the chairman and members of the commission to maintain the dignity of their office. The commission has been entrusted with the task of selecting candidates to various posts under the government, and therefore the function of the commission is of great importance. Most appropriately, the words of Sri H.V. Kamath, member of the Constitutional Assembly, can be referred to at this stage. Quote, whenever a democratic institutions exist, experience has shown that it is essential to protect the public service as far as possible from political and personal influences. This is what your lordships are insisting. And to give it that position, stability, security, which is vital to its successful working as an impartial, efficient instrument by which the government of whatever political complexion may give effect to their policies. These are the expectations of the framers of the Constitution from the chairman and the members of the commission. This is the position. And the other judgment, my lord, of course, the Constitution says that the members cannot say, the members and the commission, they cannot claim, I am a part of the commission, I have got an independent title. Commission means the whole body.
Collective body.
And that is how the Constitution says. So therefore, my lord, I only submit that here is a case where a complaint on online, it doesn't prosecute, the members prosecute, the members of the committee, and nobody, no evidence has been led. What is the complaint is that based on the CCTV footage, you see, HSL report says it doesn't support. Not a case of like this nature, my lord, we have been punished by these members of their own choice because they wanted to prepare an additional supplementary list and to induct the next meritorious candidates. This is the entire object of this exercise. Therefore, we wanted that the OMR has been already scanned, OMR has been assessed in terms of the results, and this, my learned friend was telling that the controller of examination under the KPS manual, chapter 12, my lord, deals with that, how OMR has to be scanned, how OMR has to be assessed, and this soft material, my lord, where results have been, has to be retrieved by the KPSC. That has to be preserved, my lord. You will also may entrust it to any agency before that. The scanned mirror paper, the OMR, and the result which has been preserved in the KPSC, these two things, my lord, may be preserved by pen drive, and it may be entrusted to any agency, my lord. We are cocksure about our integrity. That's my respectful submission, my lord.
He made this submission after reading the Constituent Assembly debates, more particularly the comments of Sri H.V. Kamath, a prominent member of the said assembly. How dated the?
2010.
No. Yeah, which date discussion? Constituent Assembly debate discussion.
My lord, there is no date.
No date.
I will find out.
Chala. The version of Mr. Bhagwat and Mr. Lakshmi Narayana as to they being in full agreement with the matter being entrusted to CBI for broader and effective investigation is available on record of this, on online record of this court. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಡಿ ಸಿಬಿಐಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟುಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಏನ್ ಟ್ರುತ್ ಅಂತಾರ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರಲಿ ಅಂತ.
ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ first they should accept the appointment order, withdraw this petition and say that we are not entitled, let an inquiry come, I'll come back ಅಂತ first statement ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರು. If my learned friend is saying is correct, they should say that yes, my appointment order was saying this condition. Kindly, I'll resign, go home, let the inquiry report come, then he should come back. So let him be fair as to what his case. We'll be fair on our part. If he's talking about fairness and
I have succeeded a meritorious
meritorious
candidate.
will be decided.
The learned advocate general should not advocate. I should tender
Alla,
resignation.
ನಮ್ಮ
For them, what he says is, this is his submission. You should not personalize them. ಇದೇನ್ ಕೇಸಿಗೆ ಇದು ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ಈ ಲಿಟಿಗಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಹೊರತು ಜಡ್ಜ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮಗೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಾವು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿನೇ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ರಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ
ಅವ್ರು ಸಿಬಿಐ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ
ಸಿಬಿಐ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ
ನಾವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಒಪ್ಪಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ, ನಮ್ದೇನು ಅಭ್ಯಂತರ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ನಮ್ದು ಅಭ್ಯಂತರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ.
Not against government, it is against KPSC. Government has no role to play. It has, in fact, government has no role. It is a KPSC entire.
ನೋಡಂತ ಅದು ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, KPSC ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ನೋಡ್ ಎನಿವೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, let us see.
Just few citations for your lordships.
In support of what proposition?
On the point of proposition as to inquiry, CBI inquiry and when what has to be done with my company.
Suppose if we said that, again we are telling you, instead of CBI, CID, if the proposal comes from whichever quarters, that it should be by the SIT. Then which members you will give for the SIT?
That you also made a note of it, I'll get back. They have not been in a position to tell. Others would have concerned.
First, learned Advocate General, when asked as to which members from the investigating agency would be made available, should this court form a special investigation team, he replies that he would have discussion with his officials and come back.
Just quickly run through this 2-page note, just to give a summary of the legal proposition.
Yes.
Just page number 2, I will not read the judgment. Page number 2. Before referring the matter to CBI, the court has to be satisfied on the following fact. Material on disclosures prima facie calling for an investigation by CBI, or just underline that, my lords got it, page 2,
Page 2 of your notes, sir.
Notes, legal proposition, page 2, Point number 1. Before referring the matter,
ಯಾವುದು ಓದಿದ್ರಿ?
Page 2, legal proposition.
Page 2.
Page 2. Before referring the matter to CBI, the court has to be satisfied on the following aspect. Material on record discloses prima facie case calling for investigation by CBI or any other similar agency. Why am I highlighting? Usually the police does the investigation, as the officers are pointing out, either CAD or SIT, or that is the options which courts have looked at. Only in exceptional cases, 226 is exercised, referring the matter to CBI, when they find out that there are gross irregularities, violation of provision of law, and only as the corrective role, my lords. That is why your lordship asked, my lords, whether your lordship can look into after doing the investigation. It's as a corrective role, then only question of referring the matter to CBI arises. No, my lords, it's too premature. There are no allegation against the police. No high official is involved as on today, my lords. It is only at the examination hall, as of now, I'm not saying prejudging the whole thing, examination hall, transit, or in the KPFC as on now. Do the investigation may reveal high officials or may not reveal, my lord. Then, my lord, in the case of two important cases, my lord, Arvind Kejriwal's case, State of Bengal and Rebuka cartoon, my lord, and Ranjan Arnab Goswami, my lord, and Redon court has set aside saying that it should not appoint CBI, especially even in this West Bengal case, my lord. Supreme Court has set aside insofar as CBI inquiry has been given, my lord. The reasons are mentioned therein, my lord. I'll not go through that. So therefore, what I was highlighting is CBI or any other similar agencies which is the power is with the court, my lord.
ಅಲ್ಲ suppose SIT ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ opinion? We are not formed any opinion. We are asking you.
No,
You are the highest law officer of the
that's why, my
state.
lord, what I'm saying is, my lord, SIT, if your lordships feel the officers of the CBI, CID are equal to or better.
No, we're not asked on that at all. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ suppose investigating agency ಯಾವ್ದು ಇರಬೇಕು? Investigation, do you honestly feel that as a law officer, you are bound to protect the government is one thing.
Please,
But you are not the mouthpiece of the government.
please,
You are a constitutional functionary,
please, ma'am.
Attorney General and Advocate General. Therefore, we are asking you whether this case is worthy of entrustment to some investigating agency. We don't say CBI, this, that, etc.
Our investigating agency malpractice has to be done. Investigation has to be done because there is already a report that there is malpractice which has taken place. Investigation has to be done. In usual course, it is the local police who would have done it.
You are in agreement that this is a case worthy of investigation.
Please,
But as to which agency, on that you have a different opinion.
just an opinion saying that they already CID, because they have
Markali.
similar investigations have been done with regard to various same type of OMR sheet.
Learned AG, on being specifically asked as to whether there is a worthy case for entrustment to criminal investigation, in all fairness, he says that there is one.
And annexure.
However, he hastens to add that such a investigating agency need not be the CBI at all, the state police being as competent as can be. First. Second question. Suppose if the court forms the SIT instead of police, etc., by drawing officers from various agencies. At least in one case it has been done now.
Please, ma'am.
Brother Judge Nagprasanna has done that now.
Please, ma'am.
So he has inducted one CBI official.
But it is under the state, ma'am. The
Huh?
investigation is under the state, but an officer of the CBI is made
Correct.
party to it.
Correct.
So what you are saying is, my lord,
Court has got power.
No, power is one thing.
I showed the first judgment CBI
That itself-
or similar agencies. So I'm not
Agency.
on the point of power, my lord. The question is, what are the allegations here? It is regarding fabricating of OMR sheet, my lords. This similar 8 cases I have pointed out in identical circumstance. It's not identical with regard to examination malpractice. CID is already doing it. They have the expertise of doing it, having done this similarly. And nobody has questioned the credibility, my lords. Having done it, I think they would be the appropriate people to go ahead and do it, my lords. And with that experience, my lord, and nobody has pointed fault that they have protected their.
There was one cyber crime expert, IPS officer in your department. I forgot his name. Mohanty.
Mohanty.
Pranab Mohanty.
Yes, Pranab Mohanty.
He is with you now.
He is with
He is with you.
Yes.
Suppose if we think it should be under the chairman.
I think he's shortly superannuating.
Oh,
Pranav Mohan.
Pranav Mohanty.
ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ.
CAB, DGP CID itself, my lord.
AID, no, he's saying shortly
Cyber
he is
crime.
deputy.
Shortly ಇದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು
How long is it?
about 10 months ಇದೆ ಇನ್ನು.
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ
10 months to 1 year ಇದೆ. There is
2
my
years.
memory on.
2 years ಇದೆಯಂತೆ.
2 years, right?
2 years ಇದೆ.
2 years.
2 years,
2 years.
about 2 years it is.
And he's in, only thing is in cyber crime, my lord. He's in CID.
There is a.
He's
one-
part of CID itself.
One, there is a Ajay Shetty or Anup Shetty, something like that, some name we heard by going through records.
Anup Shetty, my lord.
Anup Shetty,
SP,
Anup Shetty.
cyber crime division itself, my lord. Of
SP,
CID.
SP,
Again.
Cyber Crime,
CID.
CID.
Well, that's why one of the best, as a lordships are, best officer put in CID. Malaj. We have no problem. In fact, the person who is heading the CID also, Malaj, is excellent officer.
There was one CBI officer, Mr. Eli, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು, ನಾಲ್ಕು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ.
Just he went out. Quarter number 231.
There was one CBI official, Krishna.
Malaj, I think.
These are from records,
No,
reported
I'm not-
judgments.
They may be excellent, Malaj.
You need not have apprehension, how
No,
these
no,
judges will know. We know
Illa,
because these names figure in the reported judgments.
Malaj,
have
we are
kept
not,
them
we
ready.
read newspaper every day, Malaj, so we'll get names from.
No newspaper, reported judgments of the
We are
apex.
No, we are not on credibility. Only thing, Malaj, the officers of the state who are doing, Malaj, are of great repute, independent, Malaj, and they'll do a good job. Your lordships are matters before your lordships. Your lordship, kindly see that, Malaj. If you further, then corrective measure, Supreme Court also and can take, your lordship can pass further direction pursuant to the same. So therefore, kindly permit the CID or independent officers who are already in the CID to do it, Malaj. If your lordship further seek at a later point of time, that's an entirely a different issue. We are at your lordship's hand. And probably,
There was one CBI officer, Mr.
ಆ
Khare.
ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲೇಬೇಡಿ, Malaj.
No, no.
Hello.
Your officer,
Hello.
your officer who is on deputation to CBI now.
Hello. They are excellent officers here and I'm
No,
trying
no,
to.
your officer only. I think Khare,
CID,
Huh?
that is chief of.
Pranav Khare or Pramod Khare, something like that. There's some investigation I read other day. He's from your department. only.
And Mr. Alok Kumar also, one good officer.
You can find out and give the name, Manoj.
Just
You
hang
can
on,
find out
nobody.
and give the name.
Oh, nobody. We'll keep them in our hat and we'll decide which will be very appropriate.
But not based on the report of subcommittee.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ವಹಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. Because Lakshmana said it is unworthy of ಬರೇ CC ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಅಜ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅದು
Kindly see that some.
ವರಾಹ ಮಿಹಿರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧ.
ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಉತ್ತರ ಹಾಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಭ್ಯರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಬರೆದಿರು CC ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಗೋಚರಿಸುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಒಂದು ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ HSL ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ CCTV, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಲುಕ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಇಟ್. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಕೇಸ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ
ಮೂರ್ನಾಲ್ಕು ಹೆಸರುಗಳನ್ನ ಹಂಗೆ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
I'll do that.
ನೋಡೋಣ ಹೆಂಗ ಹೌ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಅಂತ. ನಾವ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪವರಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್.
Manoj, only.
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ
Only with
ಯುವಕರಿಗೆ
regard-
ಯುವತಿಯರಿಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೂ ಗೌರವ. ಆಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ರಾಜಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಸೇಡ್ ರೈಟ್ಲಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೊಂಟದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಜ, ಬಟ್ ಇಂಥವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಚ್ ಬೈ ಇಂಚ್ ಹೋಗುವಂಥದ್ದೇ.
These are all search committee, guidelines to be appointed, keeping away the politics, political thing.
Not
All these things are in public
Okay,
interest.
original file, can I give it back along in a seal so that?
And data stated to the well of West Bengal judgment ballot may be taken into consideration.
ಅದು ನೋಡಿ.
This Vinay Agarwal, last time your lordships were indicating, para 7. That's the basis minutes.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ Learned AG also submitted that notice has already been served on Srimati Lata Kumari, correct?
On 25th, my lord.
on
25th of March 2025.
25/3/2025.
And reply is
And
also
noticee has sent her reply dated
28th March 2025.
28 March 2020. ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ 25 ಇಂದ 3 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ
ಮೂರು ದಿನದ begin.
ನೋಡಿ ಹೆಂಗಾಗ್ತದೆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಬಿಸಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ಗರಂ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಿಸಿ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸರಿ
ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಬಿಗಿಯಾಗಿ. Will inflict very bad cut. Yes. But first, Honorable Chief Minister has to take the decision being the competent authority. That's what you have written. Somewhere I read that.
No, that is prior to initiating action, Chief Minister has to approve it. He had approved it, pursuant to which show cause notice was issued. After that, reply has been received. That is pre-show cause notice.
Comma, Honorable Chief Minister having already approved the process.
That is on 20th of. That is on in the file itself, my lord. That is on.
Under Rule
Honorable
36,
Chief Minister having granted prior approval.
under Rule 36, my lord, Schedule 2 of the.
On 25/3 itself, my lord, on the
On
file he has approved
25/3/2025. All right. And what will happen to all this?
Well,
Just take the.
Well, next procedure in accordance with law.
Alla, that is our problem. In accordance with law.
Next we'll make that thing, what we have done on the next date of hearing,
Full stop.
along with the.
Some positive steps having been taken, comma, report thereof should be submitted to this court in a sealed cover. And failure in this regard will be viewed very seriously.
ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
Yes. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ದಿದ್ರೆ
ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ we are writing the orders with the pen dipped in acid nowadays. We used to write orders in pen, preferably in blue ink. Now that days have gone now. We have to write our orders with a pen dipped in acid. That's the only way. No other, because ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು? ಇದೇ ನಮ್ದೆಲ್ಲ.
He has also filed a complaint, remember,
Hmm.
to the governor and the chief secretary.
All right.
That also should be looked into.
Not, we'll gather more information. You also furnish. The sealed cover was opened after retrieving it from the court treasury, court safe custody. And again, the same are liable to be, are directed to be preserved in the safe custody itself. First up. Nim records.
My lord, only thing is, my lord, only thing is, my lord, can I photocopy the whole file and give, because this file may be required for further moment to take
But
action.
next time you ಹೇಳಿ, ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗನೆ ಮರೆಯಲ್ಲ ಏನನ್ನು.
We can take back the file.
We have already xeroxed it in our mind.
We are given the
Telling you
chronology
that-
also over here.
Just, chronology.
That is there. Chronology ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, we will keep it.
We are warning the KPSC again to keep all relevant records in original in the court hall. And next time, if there is lapse in this regard, someone concerned may be imprisoned. We'll direct imprisonment. Whoever is concerned with the records now, we will direct his imprisonment in a court hall. Whichever court hall is empty, we will imprison him there. Why are you not furnishing the papers to us? ಈ ಹೈಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೀಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗನೇ ನಮಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
ಫರ್ನಿಶ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಇದೊಂದು
ಅದೊಂದು ಅದೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ.
ಅವರ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಓರಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸರ್ಚ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ. We are not.
Case is going on. You know that last time also we had threatened you and still you are not yielding. Don't do it. Means your client. Don't.
My lord, so far as the interim order is concerned,
Interim order to continue.
my lord, last time your lordship not to precipitate the matter.
Whatever interim order is there, that will.
So far as the termination and thus, because they have shifted, my lord, from one training to another training.
ಅದು ಬಿಡಿ, ಅದು ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕಳ್ಸಾರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. It is their prerogative.
No, now they say,
ಹಾ.
my lord, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೈಸೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಶನಿವಾರ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಹಾ.
Now they have to shift it to some other training.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬನ್ನಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, they will have to, now what the secretary say, court ಅಲ್ಲಿ not to precipitate ಅಂತಿದೆ, therefore we will not post you ಅಂತ ಅದು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಕಳ್ಸ್ತಾ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ.
Training may be continued ಅಂತ.
Course
Training.
actually ಮುಗೀತು. ಈಗ
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ training
ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ
ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇದೆ ಇನ್ನು 2 ತಿಂಗಳಿದೆ.
ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಇದೆ
ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ
ಇವಾಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಐ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಶುಡ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ.
It hardly needs to be stated that
ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
whatever training the chosen candidates have to undergo, comma, there is no escapement from that.
Please.
Okay. However, no training of the kind shall give them any equity in a matter like this. Okay.
Please.
ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ರಿವ್ಯೂಗ. ಯಾರು ದೇವದಾಸ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ನಾಳೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕಂಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮಾರು ದಿವಸ 7 ವಾರ ದಿವಸ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅರ್ಜಿ ಗಿಜ್ಜಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Very good.
But salary is not paid for the last June onwards. Salary is not paid. We are under training. Livelihood is the first.
The date is given, you should say 24th.
24.
Please.
ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ.
ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ
Sir, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲೋ. From 1.5 years we have not paid ಮೇಲೋ. Let it be.
Therefore, my lord,
The question that does not arise ಮೇಲೋ. Now when the matter is pending, past from July 2024 we have not paid to any one of them, 24 people ಮೇಲೋ. Because the matter
ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ.
ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲೋ. ಇದಾಗಿ
ಅನ್ಟೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ,
untainted ಗೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ.
ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ
the question livelihood, my lord, I leave it to the court.
ನೋಡೋಣ.
Hello.
Extension of time.
ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ
ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ
But